Hi everybody, welcome to the Shala Online. I'm Nena. Welcome to your postpartum practice. This is a short go-to practice that I find myself doing on days when I feel like I just need to connect to my own energy and when I need to iron out parts of me that feel tight, that feel stiff from carrying baby around or just from life. I hope you enjoy. I've got 2 blocks and a foam. Grab those, and if you don't have them, don't worry too much about it. We'll begin in child's pose. So hands on the blocks straight away, pressing the hips back. There's this idea of hanging off of the blocks as you invite space into the side of your body. Rest the forehead down to the ground. Close the eyes and just allow yourself to be held for a moment. Held by the floor, by the walls around you. Held by the structure of your own body. And then allow your breath to deepen as you breathe your own energy in. And with every exhale, breathe everybody else's energy out. Take 2 more breaths here. And then from here, I'd like you to gesture this little halfway lift. Go ahead and thread your right arm underneath your left. Rest the right cheek down towards the mat. And then you can cup the left fingers on the block. Press the fingers down as you try to lean slightly more to the right. Breathing into that right shoulder blade area. And then stay as you are, but reach the left hand all the way up, taking a half bind as you wrap the forearm around the lower back. And then bend the right elbow and try to take the right hand to the head of the left shoulder, gently pressing it back. Then release the right hand, release the left hand to the block, press down, and then come back into that child's pose. Take a moment here. And then switch, left arm threads underneath the right, left cheek to the floor. And then again, really just think of rounding, or not rounding, but rolling back to the space behind you. And then taking that half bind. And then see if you can take the left hand to the head of the right shoulder and just encourage it back. And then release. Right hand to the block, come into that child's pose, stretching the body out. And then from here, bring the block slightly closer to you. Place your elbows now onto the blocks, and then find that shark fin shape as you bring the palms of the hands to touch. Walk the elbows a little further forwards on the blocks. Try to melt your chest down to the ground. And then send the breath into the upper back, the back of the lungs. Open the mouth to release tension in the jaw. Allow the belly to be soft. And then simply straighten the arms, press the elbows down to come up, bring your hands onto the blocks. And then we'll move through a few rounds of our classic cow-cat spine, but with the hands on the blocks. So tucking the toes under, inhale, come into that cow spine, that extension. Exhale, find that flexion, really round the back, hollow the armpits, press the blocks away. Keep going, inhale, extending. And exhale, flexing. Moving to the rhythm of your breath. And what I like to do when I do this little sequence daily is just check in with my breath. Check in with parts of the spine of the back that feel tight. So maybe pausing in one shape for a little while longer and breathing freely. I always like to pause in this cat spine. I find I hold quite a lot of tension in the upper back, and then just moving the body from side to side here is a way to release it. Do 2 more rounds like this. And then come into what feels like a neutral spine for you. Tuck your toes under and we'll find downward facing dog with your hands on the blocks. So a really nice way to bring awareness to the whole body, to check in with areas of the body and to invite space and consciousness to your body. The head hangs heavy. Take 3 expansive breaths. And then we'll find plank pose palakasana, so rocking all the way forwards as you now hug your belly to your spine, activate the legs, activate the arms. Lower the right knee, coming into supported side plank. You'll turn the left foot parallel, right foot moves to the space behind you, and then reach your left hand up. I really enjoy doing this on the blocks because it gives more length to the underneath side of the body, that right side. Circle your left arm overhead, bring it down past your face, back and up. And then just do 2 more circles like this. Change the direction of circling. And then pause with that left hand reaching up. Take your left hand to the back of your head, come onto the heel of your left foot, and then just think of turning to face the ceiling as you pull on the back of the head, stretching open the left side of the body a little bit more. And then turn that left foot parallel, reach the left hand up, float your left foot away from the ground, bend the knee and take hold of the top of that shin or the foot, kick up and back and then look over that shoulder. So such a nice way to stretch into the thigh, to stretch into the chest, into the shoulder. Again, don't hold tension in the neck. And then from here, we'll release the foot and slowly step into a runner's lunge. So you're going to guide that foot to the top of the mat, moving the blocks out of the way, tucking the right toes under as you lift that knee for a moment. This is where this foam comes in handy. So placing the foam underneath that right knee, lower it down. And then I'm going to bring my blocks onto a higher setting here so that I can find maximum length through my spine. Breathe in. And then breathe out, come into a half split, So moving the hips back, straightening that left leg as you fold to the middle of your mat. And then find a runner's lunge, and we're going to move between these 2 shapes. Exhale, Ardha Hanuman, half splits. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, Ardha Hanuman. Inhale, runner's lunge, pausing here, and then I'll bring my blocks into a lower setting again. From here, squeeze right heel to glute. Now, option to stay. You're still feeling that stretch through the thigh. Otherwise, reach the left hand back, take hold of the outer edge of the foot, and then kick back, opening the chest once again. Really nice to relax the right ear to the shoulder. Visualize the breath moving into where it feels tight. And then release, hand to the block, lift the right knee, and then find plank pose. So step the left foot back. You can move your foam to the opposite side, connect to core, activate the legs, and then lower the left knee, moving that foam out of the way. We take the sequence to the opposite side. So setting up for that supported side plank, right hand reaches up, and then we'll draw those arm circles as you take the arm overhead, down, back, and up. 2 more. Change the direction of circling. And then place your hand to the back of your head, come onto the heel of that right foot, and then look up towards the ceiling as you almost try to turn the belly button to face up. And then parallel the foot, reach the hand up, float the right foot away from the ground, stay or bend the knee and take hold of the top of the foot or the shin, kick up and back, and then look over that shoulder. Slowly release to step forwards, coming into that runner's lunge. Again, lift the left knee, support your knee. So especially postpartum, often the joints can feel quite tender. We still have some relaxin moving through the body. Okay, blocks onto that highest setting. Lengthening the spine as you open the chest. Let's find Ardha Hanuman. So moving the hips back. And again, you decide how far forward you want to fold. Feel it out in the body. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, Ardha Hanuman. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, Ardha Hanuman. Let's do one more. And then pausing in your runner's lunge. Option to stay here. Squeeze the left heel to the glute and stay. Otherwise, it's the right hand that reaches back to take hold of the outer foot. And then kick back, relaxing left ear to left shoulder. And then bring the right hand to the block. Lift that left knee. We meet in plank. Right foot to meet left. Press the ground away. Work the legs. Downward facing dog. Stretch the body nice and long. And then just moving your foam out of the way. Lower the knees. And then we set up for puppy dog pose. So moving the blocks out of the way, keeping the hips stacked above the knees. Reach the hands forwards as you melt the chest, the chin, the forehead down to the ground. Allow the belly to be soft. The biceps roll up to the ceiling. And again, send the breath here into where it feels tight in your body. Take 2 more breaths. And then just move the hips back. We come into a small child's pose as you now wrap the arms around the thighs, slightly rounding the back, resting the forehead. And then preparing for hare pose. So bringing the knees together if they're not there. Keep resting the forehead. Interlace the fingers behind the lower back, so a variation of hare. Lift the hips as you roll onto the crown of your head, and then pull the arms overhead. Really think of rounding the upper back, belly to spine. And then you can maybe move the arms from side to side. You can even move on the crown of your head. As you exhale, release. Relax the hands, the arms, the shoulders. And then we'll do that once more. Change the interlace in the fingers.
And then from the forehead, roll onto the crown of the head. Pull the arms all the way up and over. Belly is soft. And then release all the way down, relaxing the arms, relaxing the shoulders. And then from here, roll yourself slowly up. Head comes up last. Give a big loop of the shoulders, sitting up. Okay. And then moving to the top of your mat, finding Dandasana or staff pose. And then it's almost a seated supine variation of a sun salutation. We'll move between this pose, our seated forward fold, and Halasana a few times just to shift the energy a little. So reaching the hands up, fold forwards, Paschimottanasana. And then think of that spinal roll that we often do when we're standing. Roll all the way back. You're going to lift the hips, take the legs overhead, Halasana, plow pose. From here, slow and controlled, roll all the way up. Reach the hands up, fold forwards, and then we keep going. So inhale, roll up. Exhale, take the legs overhead. Inhale, roll up. Exhale as you fold forwards and down. Let's do 4 more like this in your own time. Slow and controlled. Moving to your breath. And then you'll finish this last round, but now you'll pause in Halasana. And then option to keep your hands to the lower ribs. Option to hold on to the edges of your yoga mat. Option as well to reach the hands back and take hold of your feet. So almost creating this full body bind or mudra. Send the breath into the back of the lungs. Relax the jaw, the cheeks, the belly. A nice option here is to bend the knees as well. Stay for 4 more breaths. And then slow and controlled, 1 more time, you'll roll all the way up, sit up, and then we'll come into Paschimottanasana, our seated forward fold. Quite nice here is to take your blocks and build a little tower to rest your forehead on. Or maybe you just need 1 block, maybe you need a whole bunch of pillows. See what you have at home. And then go ahead and relax the shoulders. Relax the jaw. And send the breath now into all parts of you that feel tight. And just tuning into your vibration, your energy. Noticing how just through this short practice so far, we've shifted things internally. Turned them upside down, shaken everything up. And then rolling slowly up, sitting up and simply finding a cross-legged seat with your right leg crossed in front of the left. Reach your hands up and then we'll take a simple twist to the right. Right hand to the floor behind you, left hand, right knee. Breathe freely here. Keep your left hand where it is. Reach the right arm overhead as you come into a little side stretch, hanging over that left leg. And then bring the right arm across the face. Right hand takes hold of the left knee. Lean back as you round the upper back here. And then find eagle arms as you float your hands off of your knees. Right arm is crossed over the left. Exhale, bring elbows in towards your belly. Round the upper back. And then inhale, find a cow spine. Neutralize the spine. Unravel the arms, reach the hands up, and then simply fold forwards and down over your legs. Again, option to rest your forehead onto a block. Allow yourself to be held. Allow yourself to soften and let go. And then as you breathe in, roll up slowly. And then just finding a small Navasana as you lean back, uncross the legs. Find that connection to your midline. Reach the hands forwards. You can stay here. You can lift the heels to the height of the knees. You can also extend the legs up. So just feel what is accessible. Meet yourself there. Change the cross in your legs. Sit up. Reach the hands up and then twist towards the left. And we just pause here. Inviting length into the spine. Inviting breath down into the lungs. And then keep the right hand where it is. Left arm swoops overhead as you come into this little side body stretch. And then take the left hand to the right knee, round in center. Eagle arms, left arm over right. And then find that cat spine, elbows towards belly button. Find that cow spine as you arch and extend. And then neutralize the spine, reach the hands up and find that forward fold one final time. Take 2 more breaths here. And then breathing into roll up slowly, sit up, Navasana boat pose, uncross the legs. Last little bit of connecting to that midline. Find a variation. Feel free to even take your hands to the backs of the legs, connecting to the deep abdominal wall, just switching that on. Maybe for the first time, reconnecting back to that part of you. 2 more breaths. And then bend the knees, ground the feet. Give yourself a tight hug here. And then finishing our practice today in a comfortable seat where we'll connect to our breath. So I've got a little foam. Make sure that you feel comfortable. Feel free to even move to lean against a wall or maybe sit on a chair. Closing the eyes, loop the shoulders, and rest your hands either palms facing up or down. And once again, allow yourself to be held here. Allow yourself to almost melt into the ground. And with every breath, think of gathering all your energy and drawing it into your center. And breathing out that which no longer belongs.
A moment of stillness, of quiet, a gift to you from you. And you're welcome to stay in the seat or even find Shavasana from here if you would like. When you are ready to, reach the hands down, creating this A-frame with your arms, fingers graze the floor. Take a full expansive breath in as you reach the arms above your head, palms touch. And then exhale, guide the hands through the midline of your body, pausing in the center of your chest. Breathe into sit taller. And then breathe out as you bow your head to your heart, acknowledging this time, acknowledging yourself, and just allowing a sense of gratitude to wash over you. Thank you so much for sharing your practice, for practicing with me. Namaste.